Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Psychic Medium Ray, and today I'm going to be doing a reading on Joe Rogan. If you don't know who he is, he's a very famous podcaster, comedian. He's had other roles, and he's been in his own, heap of trouble, lawsuits for being outspoken, for speaking up and whatnot. So I want to do a reading on him. It was suggested by one of my rays of light, and see what comes up around Joe Rogan, what we see for him, going into 2025 and beyond. And also he's going to be interviewing JD Vance, and I think also Kamala, or that was his hope. I read that somewhere, just as I was looking at a photo of his to get in tune with his energy. So let's see what comes up for Joe Rogan. I hope all you guys are doing well. It's almost Halloween. So let's see what comes up for him. So I see the Four of Cups. So it's almost like there's this feeling of depression that he goes through, even though he's very, good at what he does. He's very outspoken in many ways. I feel like there is this feeling of depression. I do feel like a Page of Cups, like he's doing what makes him happy. This is his purpose right now, is to be doing this kind of work. I also feel like he's going to have other attacks from people. There's going to be, with the Knight of Wands, like he's going to be moving forward and bypassing all of this, but I do feel like there's other people that are going to want to silence him. When you are a truth teller and you say things, people are not going to always like you. And I do think that for the most part, there is this toxic situation. Now, I know that he's married, or at least I think he's married to a woman. And I can't remember her name. I don't know if it's Jessica. I can't remember the name. But I know that this double card kind of symbolizes a relationship, and it may not be with her, but I do think that there are issues that maybe we don't see on camera, but it could also be issues with his relationship that he has with his podcast and with producers and people that he's interviewing, etc. And I just feel like he's charging ahead. He's not taking, any chances of not capturing a story or talking about stuff and creating visibility. He does what he wants to do. He's never been a follower, but more of a leader. I don't feel like he's the type of person to cower down and take threats very easily. So I do feel like he's been threatened. He's had like a lot of backlash and a lot of things of hardships that he's had to face. But I do feel with the Wheel of Fortune, like he's moving forward, like his luck is about to change. Things are moving forward. But I do feel like he's very conscious with his spending. He realizes in order to make money, you have to spend money. But I also think he's very conscious as well, when it comes to money. And then I also feel like there's this feeling of like deception, definitely like this feeling of just like not good energy that's coming up around him. And I feel like, again, he's got to watch his back constantly, but he will literally come out on top. He will be good, in his career. But I do feel with the Seven of Pentacles, he's going to continue to work hard, and get things off of the ground. I feel like there's a book also being written, or like maybe he already has books, but there might be something down the road, like another book, if he has, but I don't know. But I just see something with the book. I do feel like he's, for the most part, very giving as well. He tries to be fair, but I do feel like his health is coming up too. So he needs to take good care of himself. I feel like sometimes he's a perfectionist and he'll spend hours trying to cover a story or gather information. But the Ten of Wands tells me like he has a lot of responsibilities and baggage that he carries. And there's a lot of people that are, not necessarily in it in supporting him for their for him to support him. They're supporting him for their own agendas. And the Queen of Swords is like, I feel like, again, his partner or his wife, spouse, kind of being a little difficult with him. But I do see them overcoming any hurdles that they have. And I do feel with the Hermit card, sometimes he needs to be left alone. He needs to really just tend to himself in order to feel the best. I do feel also he plans on traveling. There's like travels in 2025. I do feel like he's going to cover other global events as well, not just here in the USA. But there's a lot of temptation. See, he had a darker period. I don't know too much about him, but like I said, I feel like when he was younger, he had a darker period, and there's always this temptation to fall back into that. But I do feel like there's a lot of, people that are not happy for him, not wanting him to succeed. Other, people in journalism, other people that have their own podcasts and whatnot. But there is like a lot of disappointment. There's going to be things that might fall through that he wants to see to fruition, but he needs to follow his intuition. He's a very intuitive person, but I do think that sometimes he will say things to get a reaction or a rise out of people. But I see him working hard, continuing to develop his podcast, developing his own personal projects. But in the process of it, I do feel like he's going to have trouble letting go of certain people and things that are no longer serving him or serving the greater good. And then I feel like he's very stubborn. Sometimes he just won't listen. And I think this has gotten him in trouble. His mouth has gotten him in trouble. But I do feel like there is hope that things will improve, including his health. But he's going to always seek the next opportunity, the next thing that's going to bring him money, etc. I do feel like there's this part though that at some point it might be that his partner walks away from him or gets tired of it. And I do see an older lady that's crossed over that is around him. This could be like a grandmother or great grandmother, but I see that energy around, and I feel like she would have had um some issues with mobility, maybe with her balance, legs, but I also felt there was another person around him spiritually that passed from something connected to the head. This could be dementia, Alzheimer's, a stroke, something that would have impacted them, and only I guess he would know who that would be. But I do feel that they are around him. But I also feel like I feel like there's a new thing that he wants to do. I don't see him doing podcasting, down 5 years from now. Like I feel like there's a big shift. Now he could, I can always be wrong about that. No psychic is 100% accurate, and I've always said this. But I do feel like there's a new direction or a new path for him, and he's going to have to decide. It's almost like he will be at a crossroads. And then I do feel like there's something about a pregnancy, but I don't know if it's his partner wanting a child or maybe it's just something else, like someone around them that gets pregnant, but only time will tell. But I do feel like there's something there about like a pregnancy of some sort. But yeah, it's going to be curious. I'm going to be curious to see how this all pans out for him. But I think he'll continue to be Joe, and outspoken. I would love to be on his podcast at some point, and actually like read people or like give insights of what I see in the world. So who knows? Maybe he'll see this. Anyways, I wish Joe all the best as always, and all of my followers. If you have anybody that you want me to comment, do a reading on, or you have any suggestions, please comment in the comment section below. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel by hitting that red subscribe button on the right hand side of this, and also hitting the notification bell icon to all. And I will see you then soon. All right, guys, I love you. Until next time. Bye.